Fox Sports.
We are the Force. We are San Diego.
It's Friday night, 80s night, orange and brown with pinstripes. Are you ready for the throwbacks tonight at Petco Park as the Padres entertain the New York Mets, the first of a three-game series as San Diego returns home from an arduous road trip, a very difficult one as they were able to pick up only 3 wins with Tony Gwynn because Mark Grant has just completed the ceremonial first pitch, and we will share that experience more than once during the course of this night. And speaking of pitching, Clayton Richard is on the mound tonight. He's had a very good August, 9-3 historically in this month.
Yeah, he's really, I think, starting to come into his own. You see the 93 record, second best win percentage in MLB. But the confidence level, that's the thing that I see. He's challenging the strike zone, mixing his pitches up, working ahead, and you just want to see him continue to work in that direction.
And he goes against the knuckleballer for the New York Mets. We've been talking much about him on Padres Live. R.A. Dickey, 14 wins, 2 losses. He won 11 in a row between April and July. He has climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. There's so much about this incredible knuckleballer to talk about.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people thought R.A. Dickey should have started the All-Star game. He's had a magnificent year. And for Padre hitters tonight, it's a bit of a challenge because this knuckleball, unlike a lot of them, comes with a lot of velocity to it. So that means velocity, late breaking, late movement. It's going to be really hard for the Padre hitters to attack him tonight. And all you could hope for is that he doesn't have the good one, because when he's got the good one, he's a very difficult guy to hit.
Well, we'll see coming up. It's like cool. I mean, it's totally rad. It's celebrate. Good times. Come on. 80s night at Petco. The Mets and the Padres. Oh, my. AT&T. the largest 4G network, AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Petco, where the healthy pets go. Beautiful baseball night welcomes the Padres back to San Diego for the first of a 6-game homestand, 3 against the Mets this weekend, and then 3 with the Cubs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. Terry Collins, 63-year-old manager of the Metropolitans, and here's his lineup. Ruben Tejada having a good season, leadoff man hitting .316, then former Giant Andres Torres. David Wright, a tough out, .333 he's hitting. Scott Hairston hits cleanup. Former Padre Ike Davis is having a big home run year, although his average is down. Davis with 20 home runs. Jason Bay, another ex-Padre, hit 6th, and Ronnie Cedeno, Josh Tioli, and R.A. Dickey. As always, ready to work quickly. Clayton Richard gets us underway with a cold strike. Temperature in the 60s, quite a contrast to what we were experiencing in Cincinnati. Ground ball to Cabrera, and the game is underway with a Tejada 6-3 putout. Defensively for the Padres tonight, brought to you by Mazda. Quentin, Maben, and Denorfia left to right in the outfield. Headley, Cabrera on the left side. Forsythe and Yonder Alonso on the right side. John Baker with his left-handed bat behind the plate. And Clayton Richard on the mound for Bud Black. What do you think? The 80 throwback uniforms of the brown and orange?
Still look good, I think.
Yeah. I didn't like them all that much in their time, but there's something about reflecting on what they look like and those who wore them.
In fact, I thought that 6-3 play brought me right back Templeton over to Kruk on that ground ball to short.
Andres Torres, 12 consecutive road games he's hit in safely, and some of the Padres, including Logan Forsythe, go the full stirrup look, and all of the Mets are wearing the stirrups in their throwbacks.
Yeah, I look at the Mets throwbacks, and I immediately think of Keith Hernandez.
Yeah.
Mookie Wilson.
Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah.
Rusty Staub.
Yeah.
Line drive off the glove of Cabrera. Just got a piece of leather on it. A solid single by Torres. First hit of the game. Cabrera bracing himself, leaped as high as he could go, and just out of his reach.
Just hit that ball right on the button. Cabrera made a nice effort at it.
Yeah, look.
Right off the tip of his glove.
Looked like he timed it perfectly.
And that brings up David Wright. Leads the majors in road batting average. Away from New York, he's hitting .370. .333 overall. Just an extremely tough man to get out. First pitch in there. His on-base percentage, as you look at his numbers, 16 homers, 72 RBIs. .426, that on-base percentage, is the 3rd best in the major leagues. 90 on the fastball, 1-1.
Wright's got his health back this year. He's been healthy all year. He's been helped by the fact that the Mets pulled the infield fences in a little bit, but
broken background ball up the middle. Cabrera takes it himself to second, fires to first for the double play. 6-3 on the double play, and the Mets are on quickly here in the first. Bowler, 14-2, R.A. Dickey. And here's Bud Black's lineup, brought to you by the San Diego County Toyota dealers. Chris DeNorfia leads off. Then Logan Forsythe and Chase Headley. Headley had a terrific series in Cincinnati, 6 RBIs. Carlos Quentin in the cleanup spot. Yonder Alonso hits 5th. Then John Baker. Cameron Maben, as I said earlier, a couple of home runs in Cincinnati. Maybe he's going to get that long ball bat going. EVERTH Cabrera bats 8th, and then Clayton Richard, who has 6 RBIs this year. The hope is that Dickey isn't spot on with that knuckleball, that he'll walk a few and have to go to that occasional fastball, which he will throw, right, Mark?
Absolutely, and the walks to innings pitched is the thing that really amazes me. When you go into this year, 146 innings pitched, only 33 free passes. Now, this is from a guy who throws a knuckleball.
And the basic rule of thumb for knuckleballers is I aim for belt high down the middle and hope it doesn't stay there.
Yeah. Let the ball do the work. Absolutely right.
Wow. Jumps in front of DeNorfia quickly. 2 strikes.
What I want to look for tonight is the velocity of it. That ball fell off a table at the end.
Had a couple extra little wiggles in it. Just got a piece.
And you can see by our Fox tracks brought to you by Southland Technology, that knuckleball is right around the plate. No problem at all for R.A. Dickey. And Dick, you mentioned the fastball. His fastball is going to be 82 to 85.
Struck him out. Well, let's go to the ceremonial first pitch where our colleague Mark Grant and resounding cheers welcome Grant as he took his position on the rubber. Kicks and fires. Look at that, right down the middle. Handcuffed Eddie Rodriguez. Foxtrack had you at 60 miles an hour.
That was my best stuff.
You were firing that pill.
And you know what? That 60 feet 6 inches looks like 3 blocks.
What happened to the game? Why are the dimensions longer than they were 20 years ago?
And don't get me wrong, I couldn't spit when I was out there. Pretty nervous.
Yeah, quickly 2 strikes up on Logan Forsythe.
I love the way he's wearing the pants, wearing the stirrups. Love that look. Chase Headley was thinking about going to it, but he elected to go to the long pants tonight.
Back in the day, we didn't have a choice. That's how you got your pants, just like that.
Yeah, it didn't really have a tailor.
No.
Until maybe early 90s, maybe?
Yeah.
Where they say you could tailor your uniform the way you like it.
So go back again. I know you explained it in Padres Live, but a lot of folks are just joining us, Tony. When your philosophy facing a knuckleballer?
For me, it was hard because my thing was I wanted the pitcher to throw it, and then I would react to what he does. And as you can see, when you throw a knuckleball, you can't practice hitting the knuckleball. You don't know how it's going to break from pitch to pitch. And so what I tried to do was I tried to get him to elevate it a little bit, and I didn't try to track it. I just let him throw it, and I would swing as hard as I could. Because when you try to track that thing, it's just really difficult.
But wait a minute, you're saying you're not following the flight of the ball to the plate?
You're trying to follow the flight, but each pitch is different. The movement of each knuckleball is going to be different. It doesn't do the same thing.
There's the fastball, and he just buries it in the glove of catcher Teoli, and 2 strikeouts, 2 batters faced. Here's Chase Headley against this defense. Jason Bay, Andres Torres, and Scott Hairston in the outfield for the Mets. David Wright and Ike Davis at the corners. Ruben Tejada, Ronnie Cedeno are up the middle, the double play combination. Josh Teoli behind the plate. He's got that oversized glove.
That strikeout was a fastball at 86.
Yeah.
That should be illegal to be able to come back and throw that.
You see, after seeing 78, 77, this is an 86 mile per hour 2-seamer that, the 8 mile per hour velocity makes it more difficult.
Headley at least gets the ball in play, shy of the warning path. Scott Hairston makes the catch, a 1-2-3 inning for the impressive Dickey. weekend. As we go to the top of the second inning, and our Lexus keys to the game, Mark Grant.
Well, in this 89 night, we're honoring the 80s. Flock of Runs. Remember the Flock of Seagulls? Awesome music. Great decade. Get a flock of runs for the Padres against these New York Mets. And then Hits, Runs, and Fire. One of my favorite groups, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hits, runs, and fire in their belly. This team has shown fire in their belly. Hopefully it carries over tonight against these Mets. In fact, I might go out on a limb and say the best of Earth, Wind, and Fire album, pound for pound, the best album ever put out. Thank you very much.
You weigh albums by the pound? In the 80s, I guess you did.
Yeah.
Shift is on for Scott Hairston, and Logan Forsythe, playing almost directly behind second base, throws him out.
That's disheartening to hit a bullet right up the middle of the second baseman standing right behind the bag to throw you out.
That brings up Ike Davis.
It's a base hit most of the time.
Yeah, got the benefit of the mound. That ball hitting the mound and going up into the air, slowing it down a little bit.
Hairston's had a good July since the All-Star break, hitting .333. Ike Davis, 20 homers and 60 runs batted in, yet he's hitting only .209. When he makes contact, measure it long. Strike.
Dick, remember when we were in New York, Ike Davis was on the verge of getting sent down. Remember they said, but he was going to learn on the job and he wasn't going to get sent down. Then you look at the stats and my goodness, he's having quite a year.
Problem is he does strike out a lot, 100 strikeouts. He went around, said third base umpire Chris Convoy. Oh, 1-2.
I didn't think he went on that, but
One and two. Short hops the pitch. Jason Bay. A lot of Padre influence in this Mets lineup with Bay and Scott Hairston. Chris Young, who won in San Francisco yesterday. Ooh, that looked pretty good there. Full count.
Richard tried to get him to chase something out of the zone the last two pitches. And the last pitch went for the outside corner.
And on the bench, Mike Baxter, another ex-Padre. That one up the middle for a base hit. No shift on Davis, and he has a one-out single. Second hit for New York. Well, Jerry Coleman Day is coming up, presented by Scripps Health. That'll be Saturday, September 15th. Mark it down in your calendar. Saturday, September 15th. The Padres in celebrating the legendary baseball and broadcasting career of Jerry Coleman. And we'd like you to be in your seat 30 minutes before the game for a pregame ceremony before San Diego takes on the Rockies. Tickets are available now at Padres.com or 619-795-5555. That's a can't miss.
Oh, got to hang a star on that one.
Yeah, we got to sell this thing. We have to have them standing room only to salute Jerry Coleman. Jason Bay. Goodness, 160 batting average.
A lot of injuries, Jason Bay, and if there's a spot now for Clayton Richard after the, he thought he had Ike Davis struck out, gave up a solid single. With a guy struggling like Jason Bay, throw a few pitches to get him out.
Infield looking for a ground ball and a possible double play support.
The running game probably won't be a big factor with these New York Mets. They're 15th in the National League in stolen bases. So, hey, there's another San Diegan right there on the right. Bob Guerin, bench coach for Terry Collins.
Two balls and a strike, one out. Second inning, no score. And Richard 3-1. State umpire Mark Carlson a little tough on that inside corner. There's Chris Young. Right-hander with a win in San Francisco yesterday, his third victory for New York. Makes his home in La Jolla. Full count.
Good two-seam fastball down and away.
Right at him.
Boy, if he can hone that release point all night. You know, there's a comfort zone for pitchers when you feel you need to throw a strike, an absolute strike. Clayton Richard to the righty, down and away.
Runner goes, and ball 4 gets away, and turning the corner and holding at second base is Ike Davis. As John Baker recovers the ball at the backstop. No trouble spot early for Clayton Richard. 2 on, 1 out, and Ronnie Cedeno the batter.
Almost kind of looked like John Baker got crossed up, but I don't think that was the case. Maybe that ball had some funky action on it. There was no runner on second base. He set up away, and he yanked it down and in.
That ball hit him up on the wrist. Cedeno, 5 RBIs yesterday in the San Francisco win, 9-1 over San Francisco. That matched his career high. And he's barking at Carlson. Both sides unhappy with the plate umpire. Let's look at Fox tracks.
See, Cedeño's not where the other two hitters, Davis and Bay, didn't say anything.
That's a good strike. It's completely in the
absolutely
strike zone.
And part of the reason is because Baker's wanting that ball on the outer half and it's coming over the inner half. You see where he's setting up right now.
Popped him up. Right side, Alonso. First baseman has the second out. And that brings up catcher Josh Tolley. In the series in New York, Mets took 3 out of 4. Tolley did some damage with his bat. Had some key hits. Bats from the left side. And from the left side, hitters have had tough hitting luck against Clayton Richard, against lefties. 186 batting average. Oh, and 2.
Keep locating like that, he's going to be a tough guy to hit all night.
And you know, I was kind of waiting out because that last pitch, the first strike, there was some chirping from the Mets dugout again on that high pitch.
2 on, 2 out here in the second. Got him swinging. First strikeout comes at the right time for Clayton Richard and the Padres. Carlos Quentin will lead off the second. one of the biggest hits in Padres history. Steve Garvey, that was Don Drysdale, calls the play-by-play for the entire nation. The home run, the walk-off home run that sent that series best of 5 to a 5th game. And the Padres prevailed over the Cubs and on to the World Series against the Detroit Tigers.
You know, I get chills every time I see that.
Me too.
But, well, yeah. You know, the reason you were closest to the action. You were on first base.
But nobody even realized I was the base runner at first on that because I think Dick, you're right. I think it's the biggest hit in Padre history. And even on that video, you could hear the crowd. It was 60,000 people.
I was there as a fan sitting out in right field.
Really?
Oh,
it was
was that you I saw go after that home run ball?
Yeah, I was trying to catch it. I hope in our lifetime we have that to experience again. Playoff, walk-off, home run, and then go on to the World Series. There's some unfinished business here in this town. Get to a World Series and win a World Series title.
That's why that team was so awesome to be on, because we were the first ones to get there.
And a leadoff walk for Carlos Quentin to start the second. Let's go to CS Keys.
Hey, guys, you know, this is the 80s night. I'm going to take you back to 1984 when the Padres, of course, were battling the Cubs in the NLCS, and the fans did their part trying to help them out. The #2 movie for that year was Ghostbusters, so they went out and got themselves some Cubbuster shirts and started wearing it to the ballpark and basically all around town. Now, Tony, I know you remember that team. Had to make you guys feel good knowing that the fans were behind you, and you guys eventually did get past the Cubs.
Yeah, absolutely. We were down 2-0, and we were really dead in the water, really, and the fans welcomed us back to town and made us believe we had a chance to win.
Yeah, those crowds at Qualcomm, that was more than 60,000,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was not an empty seat for all 3 of those games. So,
Fans in the spirit of the 80s tonight. Dickey has walked Quentin to lead off the second, and here's Yonder Alonso. 2-1. So suddenly Dickey having trouble finding the strike zone.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier in the pregame show, Dickey found out from color analyst Ron Darling for the Mets he throws 3 types of knuckleballs. We've seen pretty much the hard one tonight. And I think that last one was the one that he has the ability to keep straight and throws it up around the shoulders and the chin.
yeah,
And then he's got the floater.
I believe that because he was, the hitter Alonso's ahead in the count 2-1. You got to be looking for the knuckleball.
Wow, that's definitely the hard one at 77.
3 strikeouts already for Dickey.
It's just frustrating because this thing starts out in one place, and by the time you swing at it, it's somewhere else.
So between the release and the time ball is caught, perfect knuckleball, will it rotate, what, 2 times maybe?
Maybe 2 times, but ideally, I mentioned this in the pregame show, Tom Candiotti said if he could get 1.5 rotations from hand to catcher's mitt, that's the ideal rotation on a knuckleball.
Well, that means it's barely moving.
Yeah.
How about on a windy condition? Would that make it dance around even more?
Yes.
Especially if it's in his face.
And when you get a bad one, it'll tumble forward.
Bad one from the pitcher's
Yeah,
point
when
of
he
view.
makes a mistake with it or he doesn't get it to have the 1.5 to 2 revolutions, sometimes you get one that might have 4.
That spells
and
bad news.
that's the one that's going to stay on the same plane. It's not going to have late movement.
It's like a bad curveball. John Baker. Ground ball, could be 2. Tejada, Cedeno, Davis. Double play. Padres gone to the second. Still looking for their first hit. It's no score. enjoy a cold one. Look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Shot in from the Park in the Park, and of course the Friday night party, food and beverages from 5 to 7. But they really all came to see the ball game, and our partner Mark Grant, hurling back, and now you got to come back and throw us that big overhand, that 12-6 curveball.
Absolutely. We saw the road version of today's home jersey there on that fan. That was we got a lot of razzing for that one.
We did. I don't like that one so much.
We got called UPS men on that one.
The pitcher Dickey isn't a bad hitter. He's got 8 knocks this year. He's hitting 186. By that count, 196.
The Mets have been playing better baseball lately. 4 of their last 5 games they've won, but prior to that, they lost 15 of 18 games. That's, hey.
Yeah. You're really struggling offensively, too.
And there's a base knock.
Got a chance.
Throw him out of first.
He's safe. Denorfia with his throw, and fans thought that Dickey was out. First base umpire, well, Angel Hernandez, didn't take long for him to be involved in a controversial play. You can almost count on that.
I sure thought he got him, even though Denorfia short hopped him, Alonso at first base. You know, he's listening for that sound again. Ball hitting glove, foot hitting bag. I think he still
oh my gosh,
got
it wasn't
him
even close.
easily.
No,
that wasn't even close.
No, it wasn't. And again, he's not looking for the catch. He's listening for the sound. And he got him by half a step. Wow. That's a great play by Denorfia out in right field.
It's not the first time he's missed one. Leadoff single. Question mark. That goes to the top of the order, and Ruben Tejada grounded to short his first at bat. It was great thinking by Denorfia with that pitcher running.
Yeah.
The ball just plopped into shallow right field, and he hurried it to first base and got his man.
He did. He charged that like he was going to make a play at the plate, but you know he had to get rid of it quick, and he threw it on the wrong leg, and still got enough to Alonso to get the out. That's
got to be in the back of his mind. And now, you know, Tony, you played right field, and that had to be in the back of your mind as well.
Yep. Pitcher hitting, you're not going to be as deep, and you know. If you can get a one hot ball, you're going to have a shot at throwing the pitcher out at first base. Now, look, he threw this on the wrong foot and still had plenty enough on the throw to get him out at first base.
And the count falls to 2-0 to Tejada. That just upsets me all the more, and I'm still upset about last night's Olympics in the women's gymnastics.
Here we go.
Ground ball to short. Tough play by the Padres infield, but they turn it on Tejada. Cabrera into the hole, and how he braced in that quick flip throw. The second baseman Forsythe, who has a third baseman's arm on the relay. Look how quickly he gets it in and out of the glove, and right on the money as Forsythe completes the 6-4-3 double play.
You're absolutely right, Dick. Both those throws, strikes.
Firm. Yep.
No flip throws there. Those they all were lasered.
Yep, Cabrera put it right on the chest of Forsythe. Put it right on the chest of Alonso at first base, and they turned it over.
You go through all those 4 routines for those female gymnasts who are absolutely brilliant, and you come down, and it was so great. I mean, the gold medal winner, she's just fabulous. But Allie Raceman, she ties for a bronze medal. Then they got to figure out a way to break the tie so that she finishes 4th. She goes through all of that work and all that time and excellence, and she gets no medal. Is it too much to ask to give 2 girls a bronze medal? Is that? I mean, is the IOC out of money? I mean, what's wrong?
Well, I think they've got plenty of money.
Well, what's wrong with giving 2 bronze medals? I'm still upset. Fly ball hit well to right center, but Maben has a beat on it. And that's it for the Mets. A couple of double plays by the Padres tonight, 2 and 3 innings.
watch that movie about baseball and about the interactions between people that they did it exactly right. I think it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So Bull Durham by far, best 80s movie, best 80s baseball movie ever made, edging out Major League slightly.
Don't let us keep you awake there, Scott. Bull Durham, you know what I loved about that movie? Susan Sarandon.
Oh, yeah. All the way around. Everybody did a great job in that movie.
Cameron Maben takes that knuckler for a strike. Leading off this last of the third inning. No score here at Petco. R.A. Dickey has walked one and struck out 3. Off the fist, a slow roller to second. Cedeno, quick throw to first for the out. Well, our question tonight is, what is the best 80s baseball movie? And you text A, B, C, D, or E, your choice, to 777-888. It'd be interesting to see what you fans feel about baseball movies. I have my favorite. I'm sure you have yours. Tony Gwynn, I mean, with your love for this game, do you have a favorite?
I like The Natural myself. That was one of my favorite ones. I saw all the other ones, but
they were all good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Dick, what's yours?
E, Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner movie. If you build it, they will come. And I've seen it 6 or 7 times, and my wife says every time, "Now, come on, you're not going to do it again this time, are you? You're not going to cry, are you?" And it's that scene where Kevin Costner plays catch with his father,
right?
You know, and it's what we all did. That's the memories we all have of the man that first taught us the game.
Absolutely. You know, the one that's not on the list that I really enjoy is Pride of the Yankees, the Lou Gehrig story. I love
that should be on there. Yeah, that's right. Gary Cooper. Yeah.
That was the first baseball movie that my dad told me to watch. And I was about 8, 9 years old. Fell in love with it then.
3-1 now, the count on Cabrera. And he takes a strike on the inside corner.
There's that fastball at 84, the go-to pitch. If, in fact, you know, he needs to throw a strike, he might get burned on it.
The reason the Lou Gehrig story is not on the list, that wasn't in the 80s. These are just the movies in the 80s. Ball 4, and Cabrera works a walk. Second from R.A. Dickey, Robert Allen Dickey from Nashville, Tennessee. Well, you can follow Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with MLB.com. At Bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. You get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and HD and more. Text at Bat 31826 or visit Padres.com for details. Clayton Richard tips his hand, shows bunt. Dickey goes over to first base. Richard has knocked in 6 runs. He's among the leaders in the majors, pitchers knocking in runs. This ball is foul, and a good thing, because Tolley was going to be able to throw out Cabrera at second base.
This could be a chance for the Padres to try to steal a base here, too. The way Richard swings the bat, you got a knuckleballer out there. It's going to be, he's got that big glove. Josh Tolley behind the plate. One of the things that knuckleballers usually do a pretty good job of, and that's holding base runners, because they know that the velocity is not going to get there, and he's got to. Most guys go to the slide step,
and then you got to fish it out of that big piece of leather.
And you think hitting a knuckleball is tough to do? How about sacrifice bunting right here?
That would be tough to do, absolutely. And you know, when you talk about running on Tolley, he's thrown out 29%. So that's not bad. But look at that. That's almost like the in-between softball glove, first baseman's glove that he's using behind home plate.
It's just a more padded first baseman's glove. That's what I call that thing.
So 2 strikes on Richard. Sticks it out there and hopes the ball will hit the wood. Ooh, that was close. And a good swipe tag by Ike Davis made it look even closer.
Dickey's got a good move. Quick with his feet, spins on his feet, and throws that dart over to first base. I think this was closer than. Oh.
He could have punched him out.
Yes, he could have.
Just got his knuckles on the bag before the knuckleballer got the ball over to first baseman Davis.
That was really good, the demonstration, the instructional, and the Padres Live. Enjoyed
thanks.
that. And strike 3. 4 strikeouts. Well, favorite movies, baseball, 80s. How about Chris Denorfia? What was his favorite?
Oh, it's Major League. I must have seen that movie 40 million times when I was little. I saw the edited version on TV and then the unedited version. I knew all the lines from both, so I could do the cuss words or I could do it clean too.
I guess that's an accomplishment. 2 out, leadoff hitter Denorfia. He struck out swinging first time. Ball 1. And it figures if Cabrera guesses right, he's going to try to steal second base, give Denorfia a chance to bring him in. San Diego will not get many chances to score on Dickey. Doesn't go. Ball 2.
Just saw that fake right there. Totally did a great job catching that and getting it out of his glove.
Dickey didn't sit very long.
Yeah, he'll quick pitch you too. Sit for a while.
He almost double sets. He comes to one set, then he pushes his arms out as if he's about to pitch, and that's when he throws to first base. Here he sets here and comes to the plate for a strike. 37 years of age. Quite an interesting story, this man who played at the University of Tennessee and was their all-time winningest pitcher. Oh, got him. He does have a terrific move. Cabrera was going, and Dickey timed that throw perfectly and aimed it right on the bag. No chance for Cabrera to get back. No doubt about that. Important in terms of the statistics on the year because it's the first time that Cabrera is out. As you look at it again, no doubt about it, it's the longest streak in Padre history of successful steal attempts at the start of the year. He was 18 for 18 and he was 15 for 15 at Tucson, 33 in a row without being caught. But a pickoff is a caught stealing, so the streak ends at 18 on the major league level. Tough man at the plate to lead off for the Mets here in the top of the 4th. A scoreless game. David Wright grounded into a double play. 6-3 the first time up. Padres have turned 2 double plays in the first 3 innings. And a 4-pitch walk to Wright. who has his 63rd walk this year. Time now for our AT&T trivia question. Here we go. Has to have some 80s influence. Yes, 1981. Name the 3 Padres who each stole 50 bases or more in 81. Can you name any of the 3 that stole 50 or more? 81.
I know one name that comes to mind.
I'm thinking maybe it's close by.
What was it? 1980?
1980.
Yeah, you were still in college.
Yep.
Oh, you weren't a Padre in 81?
No.
Well, then it's probably not you.
It's not. It's not.
Okay, second. I'm going to take a mulligan on that.
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, it's too easy to always say that Tony's the answer to the question. Is Wiggins on the Padres team then? He wasn't
Not
either,
yet.
huh? Little splash of sunset color in the sky here on this Friday night. Scott Hairston grounded to second base his first at bat. Pleased you've joined us here on Fox Sports San Diego. First of the 3-game series tomorrow at 4:30 for Padres Live. Game 2. It'll be Edison Volquez, 7-7 for San Diego. Jeremy Hefner, a former Padre property, 1-4, will be on the mound for the Mets. And then Sunday noon, Marquis will go against Matt Harvey. Over the inside corner.
Well, we've talked about the knuckleball from R.A. Dickey. How about the good pitches in the bottom part of the strike zone for Clayton Richard? Yeah, he's given up 3 hits, but he's worked that ground ball to get the double play and help him out there on the mound. Trying to work Hairston in.
Sharply hit it into left center field. Maben fields quickly, and holding at second is David Wright. Sharply struck single from Scott Hairston, and 2 on with no one out here in the Mets 4th.
Short and quick to the baseball, Scott Hairston.
That ball was up just a little bit. Hairston lines it up the middle for a base hit.
And Clayton Richard would probably be the first one to say, that's just too good of a pitch. I had him in the hole. Just caught too much of the plate.
Another ground ball, this one for a single by the man who leads the National League in ground balls, Clayton Richard. He's averaging 10+ a game. Needs another one here and try to turn 2. That's the 6th ground ball, and if you count the 2 double plays, it's 6 + 2. Falls behind 2-0 to Davis, who singled to center field, grounded a single to center in the second.
Well, like Davis leads in that category and grounding into double plays with 9 for the Mets.
The thing you don't want to do is fall behind these guys because they know you're going to come in there. They can be a whole lot more aggressive here. So Richard needs to get command of that ball on the outside part of the plate again. With the good movement that he has on his fastball, he could get a ground ball, get a double play.
Yeah, we got a lot of fans out there viewing that know everything San Diego Padres, and they're a bit puzzled by our quiz. 1980 was the year 3 Padres stole 50 bases or more. 1980, not 1981.
Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Colonel was the skipper that year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Jerry Coleman.
He had him running, huh?
Yeah, he did.
So,
And then they ran him back to the broadcast booth the next year.
Yeah.
Pops him up. Should be the infield fly rule. I single it now as Cabrera makes the catch. 1 away.
Hey, bring the family out to Petco Park for Nickelodeon Play Ball Day featuring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Saturday, August 18th. We're going to have to call our friend Bobby Herbeck, Dick. Get to the park early and meet the Ninja Turtles starting at 3 o'clock before your Padres take on the Giants. First pitch is at 5:35. Get your tickets now at Padres.com or get on the horn at 619-795-5555. You got to love those Ninja Turtles.
Well, Mr. Herbeck does. He did the film so highly successful. Glad to have you with us, fans. Park in the Park. Have a good night on this Friday night at Petco.
It was rocking out there.
Yeah,
for our instructional.
Yep. Packed.
Had the 80s All-Star Band rocking the tunes. It was nice.
Jason Bay up. Boy, Davis did the Padres a favor. That was a 3-0 pitch that he popped up. Manager Terry Collins giving him the green light. Working that inside corner, but misses on the first pitch to Jason Bay. And I see those uniforms, and I think Gary Carter, too. That one slapped down the right field line in the corner. Denorfia, does he have room? Yes, at the 322 sign. Both runners tagged. Denorfia's throw into second. Advancing to third is David Wright. Holding at first base, Scott Hairston, 2 away. As Bay flirted with extra bases down at the Petco porch.
When that ball left the bat, I wasn't sure if that ball was going to stay in the ballpark.
In Cincinnati, that's out in the Ohio River.
Northfield was able to get to it and get it back in, and keep Hairston at first base. Both runners tagged and got it back into second base.
Now here's the dilemma for the Padres. These Metropolitans lead the major leagues in runs scored with 2 outs.
Yep.
Cedeno popped up his first time. Most runs scored with 2 outs this season, 214. More than the Rangers, more than the Braves. For a team that is 52 and 54 overall. Ground ball up the middle. Can he hold it? Forsythe does and flips for the no. He does not get the out. And the throw back to third, they get the out there. But the bobble at second base costs the Padres a run. Wright scores before the out is made at third, and New York leads 1-0. Welcome you back. This is a confusing play. The throw by Forsythe. If it had been a good throw, the runner's out. Then Hairston keeps on running and they get the out 4-1-5. But to this point, they're calling this a hit. If that's a good throw, he's out by 2 steps.
Yep.
He wasn't even sliding.
Yep.
That's got to be an error.
Has to be an error. You can't give him a hit on that because Hairston ends up getting thrown out at third base. So I would think that they're going to change that to an error, E4.
Right now it's on the board as a base hit. And the Metropolitans lead 1-0 as the Padres come up in the 4th. They've had 2 base runners, both walks, both erased. One on a double play and the other, the pickoff Dickey of Cabrera at first base. DeNorfia was at the plate at the time, and he leads off the 4th. And the count goes 3-1.
Let's see which knuckleball DeNorfia gets here.
There's a fastball. Looked like at 81.
Got a two-seam fastball.
Yeah.
There's a batting practice fastball, but you're looking for the knuckleball.
Yeah, exactly. That's why that fastball is a little bit better than average. Looked like a two-seamer right there too. So,
you know, I like the idea what Mark Sweeney was talking about. You got to have the mindset. And Tony, yours might be different, but slow pitch softball. You got to rip at it.
That's what I did.
Not feel for it.
That's
right?
exactly right. Because when I tried to track it and feel for it, I never could hit it.
Fly ball, routine, the left center. Torres there to make the catch for the first down. Well, we just came from Cincinnati, and of course the Reds winning 3 in a row, getting ready for the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are in second place in the National League Central. And the final tonight in the Queen City, 3-0 Cincinnati. Matt Latos, 4 hits through 7 1/3 innings. And then Broxton and Chapman came in and closed the door without any base runners.
Well, if pitching and defense wins you championships, I'll tell you what, those Cincinnati Redlegs, they've got a really good chance. Second in the league in defense. Pitching has been outstanding, both starters and relievers.
Latos is now 10 and 3.
We're doing it here lately without Joey Votto, which is really amazing. So
1-1 to Forsythe. He struck out, took a third strike. A fastball caught him looking. There's a fastball. 84. 2-2 the count. And then the knuckleball strikes him out for the second time. 5 strikeouts for Dickey. Let's go downstairs. Dugout level. CS Keys, what do you have for us?
You know, the Padres just came off their 4th 10-game road trip of the season. And Bud Black says, yeah, they're geared to go on the road, but they're very happy to be home. And to a man, I talked to him before in the clubhouse, all of them are very happy. They hope that this 6-game homestand will be like the last 7-game homestand when they won 5 out of 7 and they averaged 5 runs in each game. So we'll see what happens.
Well, they're getting much better, no question about that. No man away. Headley 6 for 14 in the Red Series. Drives that ball well to left center. How deep will it go? Not deep enough. Torres at the edge of the track. And the Padres are going in the 4th. And they're still looking for their first hit against R.A. Dickey. on they go to the World Series with Dick Williams in a prone position, applauding the turf at Qualcomm. What a moment. That's how still give you shivers.
I still laugh every time I see that, because when I got to third base, I turned and looked at the plate and saw him on the ground.
Now, did he kind of stumble out?
That's what I thought.
Up?
I thought those guys ran him over trying to get out to congratulate Wiggins for scoring, and come to find out, no, Dick was the first one out of the dugout, getting on his knees, telling Wiggy to slide.
Catcher Tolley struck out the first time. Count goes to 2-1. So in that top of the fourth inning, they are sticking with the scoring that it's an infield hit, no error, and an RBI for Cedeno. Off the fist, and Alonso will make the play himself for the first out. Well, time now for the San Diego County Credit Union factoid of the game. The top grossing movies of 1984, the year the Padres won the pennant. Beverly Hills Cop, Ghostbusters, Indiana Jones, Gremlins, and The Karate Kid.
Wax on, wax off. And
I'm not going to fall for the banana the tailpipe trick.
Dickey, who singled to right field, shallow right to Norfia through the first base, and the throw clearly was there before Dickey, but first base umpire Angel Hernandez called Dickey safe.
Hey, Sterling Hitchcock to the house. That's sweet. Uh-oh, cotton candy guy trying to catch into the cotton candy.
Oh, my. That'll go on the save reel. Cabrera handles the ground ball by Dickey, and there's two away and another ground ball line for Clayton Richards. Now here, if you're really wise offenders, folks, I've got these cotton candies, and one of them has a ball hidden in it. No increase in price. He's got to go back to the repair shop. And Clayton Richard goes to the top of the order. Ruben Tejada was grounded to short and grounded to short into a double play. You see Tejada with one home run this year, and that ended quite a drought. That was against the Giants 2 days ago. His second career home run, and it ended a 627 at-bat drought for Tejada. But he's getting his hits starting tonight at 3:16.
He's the kind of guy that gets really tough here in this kind of situation where he's ahead of the count. He can look for a fastball. He can look for a fastball middle in. Wasn't afraid to take a 2-0 strike because he knows his job to get on base. Back to that error, the thing I don't like about it is that's an earned run for Clayton Richards.
Yes, sir.
And
absolutely right.
I know it was a fairly tough play for Forsythe to get backhanded, but I mean, he had a 15-foot throw and throws it away, and the man was clearly out.
He had time. I think he rushed thinking he had to hurry up and get the ball to second.
That one's going to make its way into center field. Another ground ball, but this one for a base hit. And that's 6 hits, all singles, most of them on the ground against Clayton Richard. And time now for our AT&T trivia question answer regarding 3 Padres with 50 stolen bases in 1980. How many did you get? Gene Richards, Ozzie Smith, Jerry Mumphrey. That was a tough one.
Jerry Mumphrey's usually the guy everybody forgets about. But
you got them all, T. You wrote them down. I saw you. You're the man.
So you're down in the minor leagues, or you're at San Diego State?
No, I'm at San Diego State.
And you're following the Padres?
And I'm watching the Padres. And, yeah, they had 3 guys that stole 50 bags. Jerry Mumphrey, he had to do it late in the season, but he got to 50. Ended up with 52.
Ground ball to Clayton Richard. He'll run it halfway to first, and the safe underhand flip for the out. Torrey is gone. And we go to the bottom of the 5th, a fast-moving game. 1-0 Mets. You see the line score. Dickey's been tough. Leading it off is Carlos Quentin. He walked his first time. There have been 2 base runners, both walks, but both were erased. One on a double play, Quentin on the double play ball from Baker, and Cabrera walked but was picked off by Dickey. So he's worked to the absolute minimum starting the 5th inning. 1-0 New York. On the play, the Mets got some help, but it was a 2-out run scored.
Yep.
That's been their pattern leading the majors.
Padres have had a couple of opportunities tonight where they've gotten ahead in the count 2-0. He would throw that 2-seamer on the outer half like he did right there to Carlos Quentin.
Boy, if he can command that, have that knuckleball working, and then command that fastball wherever he wants, that's
good velocity.
Yeah.
85.
And now
Absolutely.
you understand why he's got 14 wins.
Yeah.
Is because if you could command your fastball after throwing the knuckleball like he's throwing it tonight, you're going to be a tough guy to hit.
And Quentin goes down swinging. 6 strikeouts now for Dickey, who has 147 coming in. That was second best in the National League.
You know what's also amazing about Dickey, guys, is that home road, it doesn't matter. He's 7-0 with a 2.01 ERA in 9 road starts since his lone road loss of the season. That was back on April 18th. The guy's locked in.
Also an author. He's written a book, Wherever I Wind Up, My Quest for Truth, Authenticity, and the Perfect Knuckleball. Not only involves his baseball pitching becoming a knuckleball pitcher, but his travails as a youth being abused. Very interesting guy. In junior high school in Nashville, he was applauded for his ability to write poetry. Here is a 7th grader already, and he went on to Tennessee and majored in English literature, and now he's written a book. And it's kind of puzzling how he could be 11-9 2 years ago, 8-13 last year, and then be almost perfect 14-2 this year. What happened?
Something went on. Some light switch went on. Something maybe mechanically, maybe a mindset, maybe what. I don't know what it is.
On the inside corner, 2-2 to Alonso. You saw that graphic. 2 1-hitters this year.
I just think he could locate that knuckler a lot better than he could earlier.
Line drive. There's the first base hit of the game. Alonso goes the opposite way.
That was always my approach right there. He did a great job of backing that ball up. He let it get deep. He didn't try to do too much with it. And that's a knuckleball that's running.
And did you see that one had a little bit more rotation on it too, as the other good ones that we've seen earlier in the game.
And it stayed on the same plane, and he hit it the other way.
The old 5.5 hole. John Baker bounced into a double play, 6-4-3 the first time. Oh, he was going for the long ball. Took a couple of buttons off the front of his shirt there with that swing. Cameron Maben on deck. 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First of a 3-game weekend series.
We talked about this earlier in the game. He likes to throw that. He likes to work his knuckleball up in the zone. Pitching here in Petco Park, at sea level. If he can get just a little bit of movement on that knuckleball that's about letter high, that's a tough pitch to hit. It's a tough pitch to handle.
Strike 3. Got him with a fastball. He's done that a couple of times tonight. 7 strikeouts. Baker. Some words from Mark Carlson. That looked like a good pitch, didn't it?
2-seamer.
He thought it was inside. Maben grounded to second his first at bat. Four for 12 against Dickey, and he hits this one just foul. By fair ball. I'm not sure that right at third would have gotten to it had it gone over the bag.
Well, one thing that's guaranteed about R.A. Dickey, and I'd put money on it, He'll never have to have Tommy John surgery.
He doesn't have any.
He doesn't have an ulnar collateral ligament.
In that right elbow. He said
Right.
it's a freak thing.
It's unbelievable.
I mean, he's admitted he shouldn't be able to push with that hand and get out of bed or do anything. And for some reason, he still can pitch. Pops him up. Easy for Cedeno as he moves to the outfield grass. The Padres finally get a hit, but no one beyond first base yet against Dickey. Brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sequan's delicious all-you-can-eat surf and turf buffet with prime rib, crab legs, and over 100 selections is only $20.95. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com. And back to the ball game here at Petco, and the Mets batting in the top of the 6th inning. David Wright leads it off. Wright, Hairston, and Ike Davis. Wright walked to lead off the 4th inning, and he scored the only run of the game. Moved to second on Scott Hairston's single, to third on a fly ball out by Jason Bay that made it 2 away, and then he scored a play up the middle. Logan Forsythe overshooting his throw to shortstop Cabrera, and that allowed him to score from third.
Hey, that looks like a combination of like Weird Al Yankovic and like Beethoven.
Drive to center. Maben has to retreat and makes the catch. David Wright, by the way, as he took that big swing, is 1 home run away from 200 in his career. Scott Hairston, a single and a ground out. So Al Yankovic, and who else did you have?
Little Beethoven with the shirt underneath the blue jacket.
With just a hint of Elvis. Just a
yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Oh, they got the shift on. Well, this is a mirror image of Jay Bruce the other day in Cincinnati. To the other side.
First baseman Alonso about a third of the way towards second. Second baseman Forsythe over on the shortstop side of the bag. Cabrera deep in the hole. Headley guarding the line.
He's hitting on the ground here to the left side. They're going to have to give Alonso a half a beat to get back to first base because he's got a whole lot of ground to cover on the right side.
Hairston hit it so hard the first time up it would have gone through that chip. Very high in the air. They converge behind the mound. Alonso waves off his teammates and makes the play, and Ike Davis will come up. And coming up on Fox Sports is the NFL preseason action. Begins a week from next Thursday, August 16th. Cincinnati against the Atlanta Falcons. And then on Friday, the Lions go to Baltimore. And Ray Lewis and the Ravens. Coverage of both games begins at 5 o'clock Pacific time here on Fox. Two quick outs here in the 6th inning. Ike Davis, the batter, single to center and popped to short. Richard mowing him down. Minimum of pitches, only 79.
Yes, he did.
Last time Ike Davis did us a big favor, swinging 3-0. Popped up. Just like the first at bat.
Well, he likes to wind him up. Didn't you see his hands drop down near like his belt?
Yep.
I've always thought guys like that you go soft on, you know, change ups.
I wouldn't want that barrel to catch up. I think when a guy winds up like that, you can attack him and attack him in. You just got to put it in a good spot. Or if you throw him something off speed, maybe you speed his bat up a little bit.
Goes inside, back to back, and it's 2-2.
Good sinker down on the outside part of the plate, shouldn't get hurt too bad.
You know who else did that from the right side? Remember Eric Davis?
Yep.
He used to wind up those hands.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, they would drop like below his belt. He would really get locked and loaded.
Well, that's the way they used to hit back in the day.
So from 0-2 to a full count. Ike Davis. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Got him swinging off speed. 1-2-3. The Mets story in the 6th. The Padres come up, need a run to tie. Highlight of the game, the K's being posted by the knuckleballing R.A. Dickey, who has 7, and a couple of those using the fastball. Two walks, 7 strikeouts, and only 1 single allowed by Dickey, who in June, on the 13th and the 18th of June, pitched back-to-back 1-hitters against Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Struck out 12 in one game, 13 in the other. And in so doing became the 3rd pitcher since 1945 to throw back-to-back 1-hitters. 2-1 to Cabrera, who walked the first time. Sam McDowell, Southern Sam, 1966. Dave Steve, 1988. Dave Steve.
Oh, he had some electric stuff.
Yeah, you think about it. You know, he didn't really get as much credit, I didn't think, as a pitcher of his quality. Of course, a lot of his work was done in Canada.
He was nasty. He had that biting slider.
He was filthy.
And he wasn't afraid either.
No. When we talk about one hitters, that's a guy that, lost a couple of no-hitters with 2 outs in the ninth. Dave Steve did.
In fact, he had one 8 2/3 ground ball to second base, hit a rock in front of
exactly.
I forget who the second base, and went right over his head for a base hit.
Full count now to Cabrera. Trying to get on here to lead off this 6th inning. Stays alive.
That's a two-seamer right there, two-seam fastball. And you saw how late Cabrera was. And that's when you can locate your fastball with a good knuckleball, those are the kind of swings you're going to get. It makes it tough.
And when you're throwing the knuckleball 80% of the time for strikes.
Another foul, hit well.
Right? Throwing 80-90% of the time for strikes, you're going to have a difficult time catching up to that fastball.
Yeah, because you're not going to look for it. You can't go up there looking for a fastball to hit a knuckleball. You got to look for the knuckleball and hope you can adjust on the fastball. And you had good location to that fastball, and it becomes even tougher.
Ball 4, so Cabrera's on, and Dickey wanted that pitch. So up twice, Cabrera's walked both times. Leadoff man aboard. We remind you to watch the Padres and the Giants Friday, August 17th here at 7:05. Get there early, pregame party, the usual Friday Park at the Park party. Stay for a spectacular postgame fireworks show. Tickets are available now at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. The bunt by Richard is a good bunt. Only one play for Dickey, and Richard does his job, moves Cabrera, the tying run, into second base.
Now let's see if the Padres get that run home. Clayton Richard pitching his little heart out tonight, surrendering 6 hits and just that one run. Maybe throw up a crooked number this inning.
That's excellent bunt. Struck out trying to bunt the last time, but this time gets it down, gets the runner in scoring position. Now you're looking for a knock.
Denorfia and Forsythe with Cabrera at second base, the tying run.
So 3rd time around now, Tony, same type of approach. I mean, he's going to throw nothing but knuckleballs probably, right?
Yep.
And you know what else I love? How about Tolley when he's giving the sign? His glove is just like laying there. He's not even giving it. He gives the sign and then focus on his glove, just right there. When he gives a sign.
He did it with the man at second.
He did it last time. He just had it. Look at his glove. Okay, whatever. Just throw it.
That was wicked. That was a tough one. And Denorfia thought it was not a strike.
He thought it was up.
Well, he's saying, hey, it's tough enough to hit already. He doesn't need to get the top half of the zone like that.
Hey, it's not easy to be a plate umpire.
No, it's not. You're
Dickey
right.
out there.
Again, is controlling the knuckleball. He threw one in the zone for a strike. That one was out of the zone, started in the zone and ran out of the zone. And I think that's one of the reasons why he's won 14 games this year. Is he's learned to control the knuckleball and learned to slot and locate his fastball, and he becomes a tougher guy. You see Cabrera out there bouncing around at second base. First time he's had a runner at second base here. Maybe.
There he goes. Throw to third. Not in time. Cabrera is in position to score on an out. Steal number 19.
That looked like a delay steal, too. He didn't break right away. As we saw on the throw by Tolley there, David Wright didn't get to third base.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. See, Tolley, he held that pitch, hoping to get the frame, or framing it to get the call.
Wright makes a great player. Yeah. That ball's in left field, and the Padres have a run.
It's kind of tough for Tolley to hit a moving target like he did. David Wright made a great play.
Now contact as the infield comes in. Denorfia, 2-2 the count. Fly ball to right. That's deep enough. Hairston makes the catch. Cabrera tags, and the Padres have tied it at 1.
Excellent job right there by Denorfia. Getting the ball up in the zone. Trying to do too with it.
That's a terrific at bat, and Denorfia receiving the credit from his teammates.
Looked like pretty much knuckleballs. R.A. Dickey just trying to. Oh, he got the call on that second one that was up. There was the delayed steal, and then Tony, as you mentioned, the one knuckleball that kind of was flat. It was up in the zone, enabling Denorfia to lift it to the outfield. Nice piece of hitting right there by Chris.
20th RBI of the season for the leadoff man, and we start anew at 1-all. Logan Forsythe, the batter. Ground ball into the hole. The shortstop Tejada across just in time. But the Padres, without a base hit, tie it up on a walk, a sacrifice, a steal, and a fly ball.
Seventh inning. Mark Sweeney, Mike Pomeranz with you. Going to get to what we're going to get to in the post-game show. Right now, it's all about how difficult it's been to solve R.A. Dickey, but the Padres found a way in the bottom half of the sixth.
Yeah, limiting his chances, but I love how Cabrera does a delay steal because you really have to catch the ball if you're the catcher. Nice job getting an opportunity to get Chris Denorfia for that sacrifice fly. Big at bat by Denorfia.
So we're knotted at one, top of the seventh inning, guys. When we see you in the post-game show, we're going to get to that, our instructional with Tony and Mark on how to throw and how to hit the knuckleball. We'll see you in moments.
Yeah, that was one of the best of the year, I thought, that instructional. So you fans that didn't catch it in the pregame show, be sure to stay with us after the game and with all the highlights of this very entertaining game. 1-1 tie, top of the seventh inning. Pitchers duel, a fly ball to left. Quentin is there to squeeze the first out. Jason Bay with a walk and a couple of fly ball outs. That brings up Ronnie Cedeno.
You're right, Dick. This has been a great game. A couple of runs scored in unusual fashion. The Mets scored their one run on really a ground ball to second base with a little bit too hard to throw by Forsythe. Cabrera still in third last inning. Sets up their run, and Chris Denorfia sac fly. Both pitchers really dealing.
Cedeno was up in the fourth inning with runners at first and third and two out and hit that ground ball up the middle that Forsythe fielded. Tried to throw off balance to Cabrera covering, overshot the mark. And the runner right came in to score the only New York run. It was ruled an infield hit, but that was certainly questionable scoring.
Hey, all singles for the Mets. I think Richards doing a fine job.
Ooh, that ball was smoked right back through the middle. Another sharp base hit through the center of the diamond. Cedeno is 2 for 3. Brings up catcher Josh Tolley.
Back up the middle.
Ronnie Cedeno's been swinging the bat well. Went 3 for 5, 2 doubles. He had 5 RBIs back on Thursday. Yesterday, in fact. Second career 5 RBI game for him.
Oops, gets away from Baker, but not enough for the advance by Cedeno. strikeout and a ground out to the first baseman Alonso for the catcher Tolley. Rick Renteria in conversation with Yasmani Grandal, who's on the DL. And you know what I like about Eddie Rodriguez, Yasmani Grandal, Yonder Alonso, the three Hurricanes. You know, that we don't like hurricanes when it's the weather, but these Hurricanes, right, you know, they can bring all kinds of power. Rodriguez with his home run first at bat in Cincinnati yesterday. Ground ball up the middle. This should be two. Forsythe goes to the bag himself and completes the 4-3 double play. 3 twin Kellings supporting Clayton Richard tonight, and we're at the stretch half of the 7th at Petco, a 1-1 tie.
Need one out for the flag. The 1-1 pitch. A one-hopper to Nettles, to Wiggins, and the Padres have the National League pennant. Oh, doctor, you can hang a star on that, baby.
The great Jerry Coleman with a call. And the quote, our Geico quote of the game from Gary Templeton on that team. From the outside, you'd have thought we'd come apart at the seams with all the personalities we had, but the chemistry was good. We really got along. Bringing back memories from the 80s, and particularly the 84 team that defeated the Cubs best of 5 and went on against the Tigers. Headley trying to keep his hitting streak alive. He's hit safely the last 6 in a row. He's flying to right and flying to center. Quentin and then Alonso, the middle of the order against Dickey here in the 7th.
So all right-handed hitting tonight against the right-handed R.A. Dickey. Chase Headley, who's in the clubhouse, came up to me and said, hey, left side or right side today? I said, what was your success in New York? He goes,
not much.
He goes, I'm thinking about righty. So, third at bat. Righty on righty for the switch hitting Headley.
Hits it sharply right at the shortstop. Nice play by Tejada to throw out Headley. Good contact. Bad direction right to the shortstop.
But for Headley, batting right-handed, that ball's coming into him. Or left-handed, it's going away from him. So he just figures he got a better shot hitting him right-handed than he did left-handed.
1 run, 7 hits for the Mets. 1 run, 1 hit for the Padres.
Tony, looking back at that 84 team, you guys had a lot of characters on that team.
Yeah, we did. This Gossage.
You couldn't get away with anything in that clubhouse.
Kurt Ravakwa. Champ
Nettles
Summers
was under the radar a little bit too, wasn't he? Nettles?
Nettles was subtle.
Yeah.
Champ Summers and Goose and Bobby Brown, they weren't. And as a young player, I just got to keep my mouth shut.
And Tempe, of course.
Yeah, and you know, Tempe's the instigator. He's the one but the guy who really kind of kept our clubhouse together really was Tim Flynn. And even though he didn't play every game, he was the guy in my mind that kind of kept things together. Guys were fussing at Goose and at Timmy and at Bobby Brown, and when you play with Goosagasic.
Well, he was imposing.
Yeah, just not going to take any stuff.
Intimidating.
We listened to Willie Nelson every bus ride, every plane flight. When you tried to touch the radio, he would be all over you.
1-2 now to Quentin. Takes the knuckler. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, 7th inning. A 1-1 tie. Baker on deck. Another foul. Dickey, 96 pitches, but the knuckleball doesn't take the energy out of your game the way fastballs and curves and sliders and changes do.
Yeah, that's a good point. Not a violent delivery at all.
In fact, we both remember a left-handed knuckleballer. Line drive, base hit, Quentin. The Padres have their second hit. 1 out here in the 7th. Wilbur Wood with the Chicago White Sox would pitch both ends of a doubleheader.
Yeah. And lost both of them, I believe. As Quentin goes out and gets this pitch. That ball was off the plate.
It's good hitting right there. Yep. That was a good knuckleball by Dickey. Only, he left it up in the zone and Quentin a little bit out in front, but enough to line it right back up the middle.
Alonso has the other hit. Line drive single between short and third.
We might see some action pretty soon in the Mets bullpen. Dickey's thrown as many as 116, 117 pitches this year. 2 away from 100.
Alonso didn't like that call. 1-1.
Really crafty with that two-seam fastball.
100th pitch coming up. That ball hit well to right center, but it's dying and over to Collega. Oh, no, he didn't get it. Right fielder Hairston didn't come up with the ball, and Quentin running all the way. He's trying to try to score. Here comes the throw. It's in time. No, he knocked it free, and the run will count. On to third goes Alonso. Oh, my. Fullback going through the hole, hitting the goal line and knocking through for the score. Carlos Quentin. The ball was there in time. Tomei trying to apply the tag, and with that big glove, you would think he'd be able to hold on to it, but he was jarred. Hope Quentin's all right.
That reminds me of the Pete Rose play in the All-Star game because Tolley got this ball early enough to brace for the collision. He just knocked it right out of Tolley's glove. He tries to get that other hand on the glove, and you see it just comes flying out of that big glove.
And like helmet to helmet, didn't it?
If the catcher is teed up and he's splitting that chalk line, that's open game. And Carlos Quentin, that was so awesome.
Well, Scott Hairston initially was going to catch the ball. What a wild play, and now the infield in.
And Glenn Hoffman, you got to send him there. Dickey's throwing a gem. He's only given up 3 hits. The Padres, it's been difficult to bunch together some hits.
Took a shot.
Yeah.
Tried to send it.
Here's John Baker. Make contact, as did Denorfia. Get the ball over the infield, drawn in, hitter's delight. Alonso. That ball was just perfectly spotted between Hairston and Torres. And it looked like both men hesitated. The throw was there in plenty of time. But a fullback thrust from Carlos Quentin.
I love that. That is so awesome. Nice going, Carlos.
It was a great throw by Cedeno on the relay. Gave it to Tolley in plenty of time, and Carlos Quentin just knocked it out of the catcher's glove.
Alonso kept on running to third, so with 1 out, he's there for Baker. And the count goes 2-2. Let's track Alonso on that play.
So he gets to second base.
Oops, that piano wire.
But he recognizes this ball's going to the plate, and he sees the ball get away, and he's able to pick up the extra 90 feet and get to third.
And there's a base hit for Baker, and the Padres will lead it 3-1 as Alonso comes in. Baker delivers.
That's a great at-bat right there by John Baker. Infield's in. You're just trying to center cut something. He gets a knuckleball up, fights it off into left field, base hit, drives in the run.
You know, Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, but this team has got, let's face it, their record, whatever. The way they've played the last 2 months, that play at the plate, I think adds a little extra spark into that dugout for this ball club.
Absolutely. They've been scrapping for a while now. And, whatever it takes to win a ball game. Carlos Quentin was going to be, he was going to be out. If he could hold on to the ball, that was his.
Line by Maben, watch out.
Was not a dirty play by Carlos Quentin. Totally blocking the plate. And he has to take a shot.
I'm getting word from the official score, no RBIs for Alonso on the play. But 2 runs are in. It's a 3-1 Padre game, and the ball away from catcher Tolley. Not far enough for any advance. Baker still only 1 out. So after the hard ground ball out by Headley to open the inning to shortstop, Quentin with a single to center. Alonso finding the gap in right center with his 29th double of the year. And Quentin being waved around by Hoffman, and he was able to bully his way in for the score. 2-2 now to Maben.
And we do have action in the Mets bullpen. They got the double barrel working down there. Lefty and righty getting hot.
John Rauch and Josh Edgen is the left-hander.
My gosh, look at with Rauch in the background and Edgen. My goodness gracious. Towering over him.
Maben swings and misses, strike 3. And this here, the catcher, put yourself in Tolley's shoes. And he's got to face that blocking slide of Carlos Quentin. He loaded up.
Yeah, not a dirty play at all because Tolley's blocking the plate.
Not at all. That's good old-fashioned hard ball.
That's what you got to do.
Meanwhile, Dickey has struck out his 8th man tonight. Padres 3-1. Runner at first, 2 outs now to EVERTH Cabrera, who's been up twice, walked twice, and scored the first run for the Padres without the aid of a hit in the 6th inning. That tied the game at 1. They really manufactured a run to tie the game with the leadoff walk to Cabrera, sacrificed to second by Richard, and then he stole third and came home on a sacrifice fly to Northfield.
That steal by Cabrera wasn't the ordinary straight steal, it was a delay steal, where he really stole it on the catcher.
Mindful of that steal of home against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, which is one of the key plays of the entire season. This play by Quentin would go in the top 10 for the year as well. It's more than just getting a run. It's a statement by these Padres and their desire to win. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 9 strikeouts for Dickey, but the Padres dent the Mets for a couple of runs. Alonso's hit crucial in right center. And that play by Quentin. And then Baker followed with an RBI single. It's 3-1. 2 in the 7th. Meanwhile, double play ball supporting the ground ball pitcher, Clayton Richard. A total of 3 tonight to snuff out any potential Mets rallies.
I think he has that mindset that one pitch can get him out of this mess, and just the concentration of when he's missing, he's going to miss down to the zone. And believe it or not, the hitters will swing at it when it is low.
Pinch hitter Justin Turner hitting for Dickey to lead off this 8th inning, and then Tejada and Torres top of the order for New York. 1 ball, 1 strike. Turner hitting .289, yet to hit a home run. Spot player. Late on that swing. 1-2. I'm not quite sure that works. The warm-up jacket in blue with the brown and gold.
Not a good fashion statement.
Now you could pull it together, Mud, but I'm not sure about Bud Black. I like the fact when you notice when he threw out the ceremonial first pitch, Mark Grant, he showed the orange socks as well. He's got
I saw that. Yeah.
The brown pants and the orange socks, the orange and brown tie. I mean, so many O's in your smooth.
Well, I appreciate that, Professor.
How to play, Turner.
Big firm believer. You got to accessorize. And
see right in the 80s San Diego colors.
The kids were talking about the orange socks when we were on the practice field.
Oh, really? Did they like them?
They liked them a lot.
He's in the Olympic spirit. A base hit sharply by the pinch hitter Turner, and the leadoff man here in the 8th inning. And that sends Darren Balsley, the pitching coach, to the telephone, and Bud Black out to the mound to talk with the left-hander Richard. Luke Gregerson has been throwing, and apparently they're going to make the move right here with a tying run coming to the plate, the top of the order. And Clayton Richard, he was in control of Turner, and then Turner lines that single, but an excellent effort again by Clayton Richard. Game after game, quality starts from this lefty from the University of Michigan. Is brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. Little Wolfman Jack there. He was working in the 80s. Clayton Richard, 7 solid innings, gives up the leadoff single on his 100th pitch. Turner gets the Mets started with a base hit to center, and Clayton now becomes a spectator as Luke Gregerson in from the bullpen. See in the background, Arizona has won tonight, beating the Phils. The Diamondbacks start tonight only 2 games out of first place. And that's a crowd atop the National League West as you look at the numbers. Luke Gregerson this year.
Speaking of Wolfman Jack, Dick,
Is he up there?
You got was it a full moon last night?
Yeah, the last 4 nights it's been full or nearly full. Beautiful. Just it's inconceivable that a human being actually walked on
Yeah.
that. Look at the NL West as of the moment. San Francisco is about to beat Colorado. Pummel Colorado, I should say, 16-4. Tejada grounded twice to short, once into a double play, and singled to center field his last time up. 3 double plays tonight for the Padres. 4 would have a nice ring.
I was just going to think about the same thing there, Dick, with that fastball. Gregerson, 2 fastballs here to Tejada. He is known for his slider. Giving Tejada a quick look at those first 2 pitches. And he's got that biting slider. A lot of hitters roll that over to the right side, or to the left side, rather.
Base hit there. So Tejada and the Mets rallying here in the 8th. Back-to-back singles to open the inning. Tejada 2 for 4. That'll bring up Andres Torres.
Like that slider got too much of the plate, stayed right in the middle. Lines it in the left field for a base hit.
Well, the tying run is on. Houston Street now throwing in the bullpen. But Black telling his infield, watch out, even though Torres is the number 2 hitter, look out for the bunt here. Top hitter David Wright on deck. Street not hurrying to get loose. Padres hope that Gregerson can get out of this 8th inning and Street come in for the 9th. Yeah, he does square and takes ball 1.
Well, 2 times this year, Houston Street has gone an inning and a third for a save. Well, they need a couple outs here. Obviously, the pop-up for the bunt here to get him out would be nice. Keep those runners at first and second and keep that double play in order.
Does not have a sacrifice hit all season. And fouls it at the plate. Street, who has been perfect in save situations this season and has a new Padre long-term contract. 17 for 17 save opportunities.
This is a big at bat right here. I hope we could get Torres out without allowing him to move the runners up.
And they took off to about let him swing away with first baseman Alonso charging, and even Headley with a bluff charge. So manager Terry Collins have to play it straight away now.
He saw the corners charging hard. He let Torres go ahead and take a swing. So now with 2 strikes, is he going to run? Is he going to let him swing away? We got David Wright on deck.
Struck him out. That's the pitch that Luke Gregerson wanted. 1 away.
That's that biting slider down and into the lefty, down towards the back foot, swings right over the top of it. You talk about a big time pitch.
Yeah.
You just saw it right there out of the hand of Luke Gregerson.
So now ground ball might get you out of the inning right here. But you got one of the best hitters in the National League coming up to the plate. You see 16 homers, 72 RBIs. This guy's been a run producer.
He walked and scored the Mets' only run back in the 4th inning. Came around on a couple of singles.
Got to stay out of that zone.
Yeah. I was just going to say, he's not a guy, you know, he's a guy that'll take that slider to right center field. He's not afraid to hit the ball the other way. And that one was really a hanging slider on the inside part of the plate.
1 for 5 career against Gregerson. Goes to the fastball.
Yeah. He's grounded into 9 double plays this year. He's tied for the team lead with Ike Davis. That's David Wright.
Hit the ball hard the last time out to right center.
Perfect placement.
Right on the knees on the corner.
Yep. You cannot place a ball any more perfectly down and away to a hitter like David Wright on that last slider.
And had he not swung, it should have been called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. David Wright, 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the 8th. The Padres leading 3-1. Got him swinging. The same pitch off the corner. A couple of strikeouts for Luke. And there's 2 away as Scott Hairston will come up.
You know, guys, we talk about adjustments all the time. Hitters, pitchers, fielders. I'll tell you what, remember the first pitch of the at-bat, the hanging slider, middle in? Could have spelled danger, but Luke Gregerson refining that release point, and he put away David Wright for the big second out here in the 8th.
Jordan Valdespin, a left-handed bat, will come up for Scott Hairston. Now here's where Bud Black and the Padres are a bit short-handed, because this would be a situation where he'd go to Joe Thatcher. Once the left-handed pinch hitter has been announced, he's going to make a change. Looks as if Houston Street will come in and he'll do a double switch. We'll get that information to you right after we break for these important words. 1980s night at Petco Park. Miller Time brought to you by Miller Lite. We go to the 1980s and Mark Grant on the hill. And then tonight, such memories. And look at this pitch. The great ones never lose it. Eddie Rodriguez behind the plate, right down the middle at 60 miles, mean miles. Now, you talked earlier about being nasty and being filthy. What was that one?
That was the old Ephus pitch.
Oh,
the 60-mile-an-hour Ephus pitch. Is that what you meant? What pitch was it?
You know, there's the lexicon of the game. You guys were saying that pitcher with Steve was nasty. No, he's filthy.
Oh,
what was that pitch? What would you call your
hittable?
Well,
very hittable.
Change either then, huh? No. It's nice to make fun of you. Now you're so self-demeaning, and
it's all good.
He did that when he played too, Dick. He was that way when we played together.
Well, Houston Street. This is why you have a man of his talent and why he's locked up on a long-term contract, coming in with a game on the line. A 3-1 score, Padres, 2 on for the Mets, 2 out. And you face the man batting for the cleanup hitter, Scott Hairston. Jordan Valdespin.
As I mentioned a bit ago, this will be the third time hoping for a 4-out save for Houston Street. He's done it twice this year.
Valdespin, while up only 117 times, has 7 home runs, hitting a solid .265. Ball 1.
You see the way the defense is playing a huge gap out there in right center field.
Oh, yes, there ever.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that Houston Street's going to try to pitch him down and away to give him that left field fly ball.
Amarista's come into the game at shortstop. He'll be batting 9th. Two 2-0. Went to the change. That's why they have him up there pinch hitting. 5 pinch homers for this man. He's got a 2-0 pitch to hit. Let's see where Street puts it. Right there.
Another changeup. Wow, 2-0. Back-to-back changeups.
Took a lot off that. 79 miles an hour.
A great pitch. Trying to save it for Clayton Richard. He pitched his heart out tonight.
3-1. Padres lead. 2 on. Tuck Turner at second and Tejada the tying run at first. And the count goes 3-1. Luke Gregerson gave up the single to Tejada but struck out Torres and David Wright. And this is a mighty big pitch. 3-1. R.A. Dickey's night is through. Worked 7 innings. About 3 runs, 2 earned, only 4 hits. Sharply hit, but right at Forsythe. Inning over. The Mets threatened with leadoff hits by Turner and Tejada, but the bullpen comes through for the Padres. Your star of the game, Yonder Alonso, the first hit off Dickey, and then the 2-run play in the last inning, his double leading to this play at home plate. Carlos Quentin would have been out, but he's able to jolt the ball free from catcher Tolley. Yonder goes over to third, and John Baker singles him in. So the hitting star tonight. Padres only 4 hits, 2 of them a single and a double for Yonder Alonso. Well, here's the tallest man in baseball, John Rauch, 6'11". Boy, you talk about throwing downhill.
Wow, yeah.
He's up on the mountaintop. Dickey goes 7 innings, 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. Struck out 9 and walked 3. Amarista leading off the Padre 8th inning, and then the top of the order, Denorfia and Forsythe. Chris Young, Chris is what, 6'8" or 6'9"? 6'10"?
6'10".
So Rauch 1 inch taller than Young, who pitched yesterday in San Francisco. Line drive right field, but it's carrying, and Valdespin, who stays in the game, is able to charge it for the out. Good contact by Amarista.
Well, these Padre hitters, Tony, you know they're going to have to turn up the dial against Rauch. He can get him to the mid-90s on the fastball, mostly fastball slider.
Amarista did a great job staying back on that breaking ball that Rauch hit it right on the button. And of course, after seeing knuckleballs all night, kind of looking forward to it. Even though Rauch throws hard, you're kind of looking forward to getting back to conventional stuff. Fastball, slider, changeup.
That ball hit well to center field, had the good sound. Back goes the center fielder, Torres, to squeeze it for an out. Oh, hit that hard to Denorfia for a long out.
Well, join your Padres Sunday, August 19th, as we salute the veterans of the armed services. Come to the park early for a special pregame ceremony before your Padres take on the Giants. First pitch is at 1:05.
Easy now.
After the game, kids 14 and under are invited to come to the field for a free batting clinic. Get your tickets now at Padres.com or get on the horn, 619-795-5555.
A lot of fans were intrigued by your announcement of this Sunday, of course, the final game of this series, as the Padres on Military Sunday salute the U.S. Coast Guard. But we had a little crosswires there in Cincinnati where it became, we're going to celebrate the postcard. But your reading was good. And I think a fabulous idea. What if the Padres, as one of the giveaways on a Sunday, give away a Padre postcard to the first 10,000, and then they can send that to the military friends.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Actually, it was your idea.
That was your idea.
But yeah, I bet the marketing department.
That'd be great.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Forsythe out 6-3. Tejada to Davis. And we go to the 9th inning. The Mets will bring up Davis, Bay, and Cedeno. this time of the year, the Olympics, we have a little bit of everything here tonight. There's subtlety, of course, and the rhythms of a double play, and the unpredictability of a knuckleball, and the power of a runner crashing into a catcher that is the game difference. 3-1. And now Houston Street trying to finish the work on this 1980s night. Ike Davis has a single in 3 trips. High fly ball. Center field, Maben. One away.
You know, Dick, I'll bet you a dime to donuts, and you know how much I love donuts.
Oh.
Remember the 2 other times that Houston Street recorded a 4-out save? One was in Oakland, and the other one was in, it slips my mind. But my point is, remember he went back to the bullpen to throw?
Right.
Because he wanted to get that feel from going from, because he goes from the windup all the time, right? I'll bet you he went back in the clubhouse, went to the batting cage, and threw off the mound there from the windup so he can get that feel. Because look at where the proximity of the bullpen is here. He can't run out the left center field.
And if he were a visitor, he'd go down in that bullpen, which he did in Oakland.
Right.
Comes in, has to work from the stretch, so to get the feel from the full windup.
In fact, it was San Francisco where he warmed up, went back to the bullpen.
1 ball and 1 strike. Jason Bay has walked, flied out twice. Would sink to that. 1-2.
I think if the Padres get the win tonight, they want to hold on to these unis and bust
Absolutely.
them out again.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Play, wear them again tomorrow night.
Yeah, that look good.
Tough play. Bare hand. Throw by Headley. Oh, what a dig by Alonso. Tough play by Headley, but a wicked pickup on a backhand stab by Alonso. He indeed is the star of the game.
It's a great play all the way around. Headley with a tough bare hand. Some sinker ball down the line. Headley with a bare hand, and he just gets enough. And Alonso with the great pick. A little alley. I know people at home wonder sometimes, was that lucky right there? Was he lucky to scoop that like that? And the answer is no. They do that all the time. They work on that. As first baseman, that's one of those plays that you work on all the time.
Pinch hitter Daniel Murphy, and he's a good one. Murphy on the season, batting even .300. 3 for 8 as a pinch hitter. 1-1. And Padres rock. 1-2.
A little backdoor cutter, a little slider there from Houston Street.
Fans rise as one, looking for that final strike. Strike three. The Padres win it 3-1. We celebrate the 1980s and we bring back a Padre victory 3-1. Let's go to Mike Pomerantz.
Hey guys, great effort from Houston Street. Clayton, Richard, Yonder, Alonso, all the guys.